Okay, you ready?
Yep.
Welcome to the Magic Hour Talk Show number, is it 11?
11 or 12.
We actually made it to 11, man. I didn't think for a little while, I didn't think we were going to do any more shows. And I didn't want to I did one show over Skype that
Yeah.
I really didn't like.
There's something lost in translation when you do it that way.
Dude, I've been watching all these shows on YouTube where people are doing remote shows and the sound is just horrible. My sound was horrible. And I was just like, God, I can't do that. Because we've had a lot of trouble with our sound in the past. And
yeah, that's been one challenge that we've had from the go.
Man. But I think I've gotten to the point where I can reliably count on my sound being good. So, anyway, man, what you been up to?
Man,
What's been going on in the world?
Just being essential. We're just working at the hospital and, doing life and editing videos and, just trying to grind it out.
We got one main complaint with YouTube that we've had before, but this one was really annoying. You did a top 5 Twilight video.
Oh yeah, man. Well, I did it, but and
you
it
had
never
some
made
clips.
it to the air.
Yeah, you had. If you've been wondering why we didn't put up anything Friday like we usually do, we usually have a very good video on Friday. It's because YouTube, their little content ID system, totally blocked his. He had a few clips from Twilight. Which you tried to cut them down, right?
Oh man, I worked on that like nonstop for hours and hours, just trying to get it to where YouTube would accept it.
And this one, okay, let me just explain how this works. Sometimes you can submit a video to YouTube and they will make a copyright claim on it, even if you go below 30 seconds. Because the fair use rule is if you go below 30 seconds, it's fair use. But even then, there's certain companies, they make it so that you can't make money off of it. All the money will go to them. So they'll let you keep their content, but they'll make all the money. And that's fine with me sometimes as long as it brings me traffic. But with this video...
Yeah, this video, it was like...
It was just blocked.
And I found out, that, Stephanie Myers is the writer of the Twilight Saga.
Right.
And in 2018 was the 10-year anniversary of the Twilight series.
Yep.
So in response to that, she had written a new book that was telling the Twilight story from Edward Cullen's perspective. Well, somebody hacked her. Yeah. And when they hacked her, they got the transcript of that book and they released it. Well, after that, she... got all her legal team, going after this and just locked down everything. The movies, the books, everything got locked down. Well, I didn't find this out until after I'd spent a week working on this video. And, but no matter what I did, no matter how I changed, YouTube would say, this section of the video has been claimed as a copyright. So I'd go work on that section. Well, as soon as I fix that section, then they'd be like, well, this section right here has been copyrighted.
Right, that's how it works.
There were 6 renditions of that video that are on my computer from the changes I made. And then when I fixed everything, then they said, well, the whole video has been copyrighted. And they're like, so the only way to fix it is let us remove the infected or affected part of it. And when I looked at the affected part of it, it was like 0.13 seconds and it was a 5.5 minute to 5.27. So, well, that's the part they were going to remove, which was the entire video. It was just minus the opening and the closing.
You know what's so funny about it? When you told me you were going to do a Twilight video, I was like, oh my God, no. Because I don't believe in sparkly vampires.
Yeah, well.
And I was like, oh, I haven't seen any of those movies. In fact, when I watched the video you sent me, it actually made me want to watch the movies. And I started warming up to the idea because I realized, because I watch a lot of YouTube video, and I've never seen a video about Twilight. I've never been recommended, and I deal a lot in fantasy and science fiction and all that stuff.
Right.
And dude, people still make Game of Thrones videos.
Right.
And it sucked the last 2 seasons. They still make Game of Thrones videos. You still see them coming up in your recommendations. To this day, they make them. And usually they're talking about why it went wrong and why the D&D's, the collaborators who made the show. George R.R. Martin actually wrote it, but a lot of the videos actually explain why those collaborators were so terrible in their writing. But anyway, my point is, I thought this would be a good idea for you to do a Twilight video, and I warmed up to the idea because I've never seen a Twilight video recommended in my feed, and I was like, well, maybe this is a new territory we can discover. You know what I'm saying?
And I'm sure there's interest out there for it.
But I guarantee you, other people have done videos and they've all been blocked, just like you have been blocked.
Yeah, now we know why there's not.
Yeah,
many
now
Twilight.
we know why there's no
Or the
Twilight videos, no retrospectives, no reviews, no nothing really.
Because it's locked down tight. And you had a similar issue with a series you were working on.
I did a video on Watchmen, the HBO television show, and
it was the same thing.
it was the same thing. Every time I had, it got to the point where I was putting 10-second clips, and not even running back to back. They were like, I had like 5 clips throughout the whole video. It was like a 5-minute video.
Right.
And like I had 5 clips, 5 10-second clips, and it still got blocked.
They're dinging it every time.
And
I guess it's up to whoever the creator is on how hard they want to lock it down.
Some people are just very...
I mean, anybody who's watched our channel knows that we've covered a lot of stuff on Disney.
Dude, and this is why we can't have nice things. I've seen so many people upload the whole Frozen movie, like Frozen 2. I see, because I do a lot of searches to see what other people have put up on Frozen when I put up, because Disney lets me put up a limited amount of videos. Thank you, Disney, by the way.
Yeah, thank you.
I hope they don't block all our videos now.
Yeah, they're kind of, really?
But we've made a lot of money for Disney. We have a Disney.
Disney's made a lot of money off of our work. Is what you mean to say?
Well, we made a lot of money for them.
Yeah, I guess that's the same thing.
We have a clip on, and it's right down here. I'll show it to you. I gotta. If you go on our main page, we got a little section here for popular videos, and you see our most popular video has 56 million views.
And we haven't made a penny on it.
We haven't made a penny, not even a penny on that video. So, yes, I'd like to thank them, and I forgot what my point is. Oh, I guess my point is I will do a search to see what other people put up. And there's not a lot of people that put up Disney clips. They let me do it for whatever reason. But
it's like them throwing us a bone.
They throw us a bone, and I appreciate it.
I hope that's what it is.
I hope that's what it is. Yeah, me too. So anyway, just go right to the point. Every once in a while, when I do a search on Disney videos, see what my competitors are doing, somebody will have, every time somebody will have uploaded the whole movie, right. Frozen movie.
Yeah. And how do they get away with that?
Just think about that. The whole freaking movie on YouTube.
And we can't get away with 10 seconds.
No, they do that. What I'm trying to say is that's why we can't have nice things. You know, Disney sees that. And Disney has lost billions of dollars because their parks have been closed.
Yeah, the shutdown.
So, dude,
I have a feeling everybody is going to be locking down.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Eventually, because look, if your main business is theme parks, and you got these videos on YouTube that can make you just even a little bit of money, what are you going to do? You're going to lock down all that content because your company is losing billions because your theme parks aren't open.
You're going to do everything you can to try to recover financially.
So I'm just saying, all these people uploading entire movies, you're killing us, man. You're making it harder for everybody.
Well, speaking of the future, man, hopefully, everything's starting to open back up. Hopefully we'll be able to get back into the movie theater soon.
Yeah. Well, do you want to go back to the theater after all of this?
I don't know, man.
I'm getting to the point where I'm seriously considering not even doing reviews anymore unless they're like on Netflix or something. Because even all these states opening up, there's a political reason they're opening up. It's because, one is economic. I understand. If you've lost your job and you didn't get unemployment, believe me, I can understand why you want to go back to work.
Right.
Nobody wants to starve to death. So I can understand that. There's some of that, but there's some of it's just being a political issue because I think a lot of Republicans were okay with it as long as Trump was. As soon as he pivoted to, I got to get the economy restarted because I want to get reelected. As soon as that happens, they feel right in step. So, I guess what I'm saying is you got a lot of states opening, and usually they're red states. So what I'm saying is what's going to happen is if we don't get some kind of vaccine or something soon, we're going to have some outbreaks.
Yeah, I guess it's all, wait and see what happens. And
it's going to happen.
The one thing, though, is just because a restaurant opens doesn't mean you got to go.
Yeah, because here's the thing. We went to the restaurant the other day, but we were out on the porch.
Yeah, and they were handling it very well.
They were handling it very well.
Good on you, Wild Wings. That was a great experience.
Yeah, when you're outside and the wind is blowing all the germs and stuff away, that's a little bit better being inside where everything is getting recirculated in the room.
Right.
Because, look, you could be wearing a mask, gloves, the whole works. You can still get it through the air.
Absolutely.
And in closed spaces.
I saw a meme that said, trying to stop a virus by wearing a fabric mask is like trying to stop mosquitoes with the chain link fence.
It's still better than nothing, though.
Oh, absolutely.
And it prevents, if you're asymptomatic, it will prevent you from spreading it to other people.
Yeah,
that's mainly what it's for.
And
people are being very selfish about it. Going, my freedoms. Well, dude, you're killing people if you have this virus and you're asymptomatic. This is a very strange virus, the way it works, because some people they're not even affected really.
Yeah, well, we better not talk about it too much or we'll get demonetized on this one.
Yeah, but anyway, so I don't foresee us going back into the theaters. I just don't see it.
Ever?
I mean,
or for a while.
If they develop a vaccine,
that'll certainly be one of the last things to open.
Yeah.
Because
I've been hearing though,
you're sitting for 2 to 3 hours, and that's when the prolonged exposure, that's when it's spreading the worst.
You're going to get it if you go to a theater. The only way I will go back to a theater is if there's a vaccine.
Right.
That's the only way I'll go. I went to Firehouse the other day to get a takeout order. Mm-hmm. They had people sitting down. Dude, I got out of there so fast. I got my food, got the hell out of there. They had only like 3 tables set up and they were far apart. But dude, none of those people were wearing masks. None of the workers were wearing masks. So it's like people are starting to get to this mindset. It's not really as bad in South Carolina. I've looked it up because you can go on your weather app now and check whatever county. Because I was in North Carolina and I was, in this county and I checked it. And so certain areas aren't, according to the data we have, though, I don't know how reliable that data is, but it says that Greenville has not had that many cases. it's like less than 1%.
Right.
But dude, these people inside eating and stuff. I'm not going in firehouse anymore.
Well, that's what I'm saying is just because they open doesn't mean you have to go and expose. That's a personal choice.
Because see, the last time I went to firehouse, I went in there. All the workers were wearing masks, and there was like 2 other people in there getting takeout orders, and they were wearing masks.
Those are the people that are being a bit smarter about their.
But this time nobody was wearing a mask when I went in there. I was the only one in there with a mask. And then, I think one guy came in.
When I go to the grocery store, Walmart, Lowe's, I wear a mask everywhere I go. Yeah. But I'm doing it for 2 reasons. One, I work in a hospital.
Yeah.
So, there's a chance, risk, whatever. I'm not wearing one now around you, but the other thing is it keeps me from like touching buggies and doorknobs and buttons and whatever, and then touching my face, because that mask is there and it keeps me from touching my face, which is one way of transmitting it, So that's why I wear a mask, and it kind of gives other people.
And see, that's why we're doing this show like we're doing, because I know what you've been doing, and I know what I've been doing. Every time I leave this house, I'm wearing a mask.
Right.
So,
and I carry a bottle of sanitizer in my pocket.
I have
one thing, and I said this to some people at work the other day. I said one great thing that's going to come out at the end of this is that where people were not washing their hands regularly, it takes 28 days to form a habit, right? I have a habit now of incessantly washing my hands with soap and water for 20 seconds. That has become a habit now. And there's going to be a lot of other people that have developed this habit, which is just going to make us safer overall as a community, So if you want to say, is there anything positive coming from this? Maybe it's just hygiene. Yeah,
we'll see.
But then you have those people that are like, YOLO, you only live once. If I'm meant to die, I'm going to die.
Growing up, I don't want to get into that subject. Growing up, I used to think everybody had the same hygiene habits. And then the more I lived around the country, it's depressing when you discover how your hygiene stacks up with other people's hygiene. Just say it's not encouraging at all. Anyway, let's get on to something. I'm getting tired of this damn virus, talking about the virus.
Yeah.
So let's get into something entertaining. Mike Tyson.
Yeah, baby.
Mike Tyson said he's back, and there was a video. Let's go ahead and play it of him. I hate when athletes come back like this usually, because I don't want to. One of the most depressing things is to see some kind of hero you had growing up becoming old. That's why I hated the new one of the reasons I hated the new Star Wars series. I didn't want to see Han Solo get old. I didn't want to see Luke Skywalker get old.
Right.
I don't want to see Michael Jordan.
Your heroes. You don't want. You want to think your heroes are true superheroes and that they're going to.
It's just depressing to see. I don't want to see these titans that I grew up with getting old. But then I saw this video of Mike Tyson.
Exactly,
let's go ahead and play it.
I was about to say, this is how I want to grow old right here. Yes, sir. He's back. Now, listen, I'm going to preface this by saying Mike is not going to go fight some 20-year-old, okay?
No, he might.
No. The whole reason he's coming back is to do charity events. he's going to fight other fighters.
They said Evander Holyfield is back too.
That's what I'm saying. This is all, they are coming back to fight each other to raise money.
Please don't bite his ear off this time, Mike.
Yeah, I think that Mike's grown up quite a bit since then. But daggum, dude, 53 years old, and he could still knock a dump truck over with his punch.
He's a beast.
He's a monster.
A beast.
He said one thing I read is he said he didn't want to start training again because he didn't want his ego to explode. Too late. But I think he's much wiser man now.
You know Godfrey? You know Godfrey, the comedian?
Yeah.
This dude, he works out. Let me look up Godfrey. I can't play this because it's on Vlad TV. This is Godfrey. Look at these arms. Look at the arms on this guy.
Oh wow, he's a beast too, isn't he?
Okay. Oh, I can't play this because I don't want Vlad to sue me. But look at the arms on this guy. He works out.
Yep.
He said he met Mike Tyson. He saw Mike Tyson at some kind of event. And Mike Tyson with this girl he used to date. And this girl tried to talk to him and say, hey, God, oh, I know this guy. I know Godfrey. Hey, how you doing? He said he was so scared of Mike Tyson, he pretended he didn't know this girl. He was like, who are you? Because he was afraid of upsetting Mike. Because Mike's looking at this girl saying, you know him? And Godfrey's like, no, Mike. I don't know her. I don't know who that is. He was acting like she was crazy or something. Yeah. That's how, and you see how built that guy he is.
Mike,
who's this guy? Like, Mike Tyson is such a presence, and he's such still like kind of a pit bull type of dude. You don't want to.
I mean, you saw
people are still afraid of him.
Dude,
when
he misses with a left, because his left is his monster punch.
Yeah,
his left. And then he does this right to the ribs and then comes up with an uppercut. I've been watching, for some reason, all these Mike Tyson fights have been popping up, and I guess it's by design. Yeah. Because it's trying to create hype, you know. But they were popping up on my Facebook. So I've been watching all these old Mike Tyson fights. When he was 16 years old, he could throw a left hook and knock a 25-year-old man unconscious.
Yeah.
That was his side. Most of his fights were men that were 6 inches taller than him and about the same weight. And he was knocking them out left and right. So he still got that same style of when they show that clip, he still got that same style of fighting. And he's going to hurt somebody. If Evander Holyfield gets in that ring with him, and Evander is nowhere near in as good a shape as Mike Tyson is.
Well, Evander Holyfield is in his 60s, though.
Well, I just hope that he doesn't hurt him.
Joe Rogan was talking about it. Joe Rogan was saying he's probably on testosterone replacement therapy.
Oh, who, Mike?
Yeah, and it's legal. You can use it legally now, I think. That's what he was saying. I don't know how true that is, but that would make sense. And they say, he's at the right age to use that, because it's around the, between like, I guess everything goes to crap after 45. And
right.
So he's like right at that age where having testosterone therapy will boost everything.
Well, he looks great for 53 years old, man.
I wouldn't fight him.
Nope.
I wouldn't fight him for, 100 million.
I'd let him hit me once.
I would I would be running the whole time. Woo!
Man.
Talking about some ducking and weaving, boy.
I don't think
I'll probably jump out the ring, though.
I couldn't move fast enough, I don't think. He'd hit me and I'd deflate like a balloon. I'd just like a blow-up doll.
Okay, but moving on. Did you see you didn't see The Last Dance, did you?
No, I didn't see it.
You have to see The Last Dance. If you grew up in the 90s.
Oh, I love Michael Jordan. I mean, no
Man.
doubt about it. I think he's probably the greatest athlete that's ever lived.
I watched this, I kept hearing about it everywhere. I got so many recommendations to watch it, and I'm not a sports guy whatsoever. But the one sport I could watch back in the day was basketball. And it was only because of Michael Jordan. The dude was so entertaining just watching him. The dude could get double teamed by 4 men and still,
While he has the flu.
while he has the flu, and he still would dominate. It's just, the man was ridiculous. He's kind of like Mike Tyson in a lot of ways. He's just a force of nature. You're like, is he even human? The stuff he could do? So, but I hadn't really thought about him in a long time. I started watching this thing. Dude, within 2 minutes, I was crying. And I think some of it had to do with the fact that, you know, that kid they shot jogging in Georgia?
Yeah.
That had just happened. And I remember being very upset about it because I was just like thinking, you can't even jog while being black now. It's like, and it's happening every day. Stuff like this is happening every day. Just like yesterday, this delivery driver went into a gated community. He's driving a panel truck. He's wearing a freaking uniform of somebody who looks like they're a delivery driver. And these guys wouldn't let him leave. They blocked. Did you see this?
No, I hadn't seen this one.
They blocked him from getting out of this gated community, and then the homeowners association guy blocked the exit of the gated community, and then another guy drove in behind them. This is in Oklahoma, and demanded that this guy tell them who gave him the code to the gated community and let him in. And it's obvious he's delivering something.
That's crazy.
They held him there for an hour because he wouldn't tell them. He said, I'm not telling you, I'm not divulging that information. First of all, it's not, you have no legal standing to request that information. And secondly, I mean, it was basically kidnapping. They consider that kidnapping. When you block somebody like that and restrict them from leaving.
And he should press charges on those people.
And he called the police. The police never showed up. And eventually the homeowner that he delivered a couch or something. The homeowner he delivered to eventually, I guess he called the homeowner, and the homeowner came out or he, I don't know, somehow this guy found out that his delivery driver was being held, and he came out and talked to the homeowners association. But it's just like this stuff is happening every day, and I'm starting to think white supremacy is on the rise, is what I'm saying. And I was just like, we're getting treated like second-class citizens, basically. So I had just watched the thing with the kid getting shot while jogging and having these thoughts. And then I started watching The Last Dance. And because what this documentary is about is black excellence. You can't find somebody who was more good at what he did than Michael Jordan.
Right.
I mean, and it just flooded me with all these emotions when I started to watch this, because I hadn't really thought about Jordan in years. You see him pop up every once in a while. He popped up during Kobe Bryant's funeral and stuff. But it's like, and I started thinking about how I used to actually watch sports back in the 90s because of him. The one time I got interested, that's how good he was. And it just flooded me with all this emotion. So you should really watch it, because they go behind the scenes and they reveal everything. They have this interview with Michael. He don't hold nothing back. He tells you everything, what he was feeling, why he did this, why he did that. Everything, man. It was just so well done.
Yeah, I'll watch it this week, and since it came out, I've been so busy between work and home and everybody videos and
everybody was addicted to Tiger King. I kind of got tired of hearing about Tiger King after a while.
Yeah,
and this documentary is so much better than Tiger King.
Well,
I mean they're both good, but this one was just like
Well,
This-
I don't even know if you would describe Tiger King as being good. It was a straight train wreck that you couldn't stop watching.
Right.
You know? Whereas this documentary is all about, you know, somebody achieving incredible things and being a good person, you know,
Yeah.
and an incredible athlete. But yeah, I'll check it out and we can revisit.
But what else we got? Oh, Deadpool 3. The creator Rob Lee, is this the wait a minute. Okay. The creator of Deadpool, Rob, I guess is the guy that created him in the comic books, Liefeld, says that Marvel Studios has zero plans on making a Deadpool 3.
Are they crazy? That
And-
thing was so incredibly
And
popular.
a lot of people thought he was being hysterical. But I think he's right. Because here's the thing. You go on Disney Plus now, there's nothing, even back in the day, the rating system was different. Even there's some movies that Disney made that if they were made today, they would get the PG-13 rating.
Right.
But back then, they just got PG ratings. One of them is Splash. If you watch Splash on Disney Plus, there's a shot of Daryl Hannah jumping into the ocean. You see her butt.
Right.
Disney changed that scene. They made her hair longer so that it would cover up her butt when she jumps into the waves.
So it can keep the PG rating.
Well, back then it was PG, but I don't know why they did, because like I said, that would still be PG-13 if it came out now. And from what I can tell, there's nothing over PG-13 on the Disney Plus store,
Right.
or channel, or whatever. But there's no nudity, is what I'm trying. One of the things I'm trying to say. There's another shot that showed her breast, I think, near the end, and I think they covered that up too. So,
And kids, if you don't know what Splash is, Splash was an iconic movie about a mermaid that falls in love with a human guy.
right,
So, and what year was that when it came out? 80s?
yeah.
It was in the 80s?
But this is what he says about this. He says, I don't know. Here's what people don't want to hear, but thank God I'm a realist. I feel like Deadpool, the movies, they've set sail. We've got two brilliant movies, and we live in a culture that always looks forward because all they're ever selling us is next. It's the fever. For me, as the fever calms down, people just need to calm down and realize that Deadpool 1 and 2 were released within 2 years of each other, 2016 and 2018, and I just can't. I'm not really that crazy about Marvel's plan right now. So the point he's making is that those Deadpool movies were massive hits.
Yes.
Massive hits. I think they made like what?
I have
Close to $1 billion.
I believe it.
So he's heard nothing from Marvel about the next one.
Right.
And see, they made those Deadpool movies before Disney bought 20th Century Fox.
Right.
And I think there's something in this because, like I said, there's nothing R-rated on Disney Plus, and that's all their focus right now. All their movies, all the Marvel movies they're putting out are going to be either PG or PG-13. So how does Deadpool fit within that space?
That's really not their model.
Yeah.
You know, they don't make those controversial. I don't even know what the word is.
They just don't make R-rated movies.
Right, and Deadpool is one that pushes the boundaries. You know,
Yes.
you could make an argument for them being X-rated. You know, remember back in the day when there was a 1X movie?
Yeah. Then I forgot to put this. So then this article, that article was a few days ago. This one, he released
1.6 billion for the two.
Because a lot of people freaked out when he said this, and they talked to the director, David. No, they didn't talk to the director. I should have did more research, folks. I'm kind of flailing right now. I don't think he would. This is what he says. Do I know that there's no movement on Deadpool 3 right now? I know that. Yes. And does that worry me? No, not at all. What I did was I answered the question honestly. And what I learned this week is just lie. Just tell people what I learned this week is just lie. Just tell everybody everything is lollipop and unicorns and rainbows, and you'll be better off in your life because people want to be lied to. Just because some guy goes, yeah, we're still moving along, that's code for there's nothing to see here. So actually I thought he was going to walk back the comments he made. He didn't walk it back. He pretty much doubled down on what he says. And I believe him.
And, he may be doing all this as a means of pressuring Marvel into,
This is the guy right here, I guess.
Yeah, that's him. I saw a clip with him in it earlier. So
some of this is irrelevant because of the virus. We're not releasing anything anyway.
So now when Marvel makes a movie, the long-term plan is they want it to maximize profits in the movie theater, maximize profits in DVD, download, streaming services, which includes maximizing profits on Disney Plus.
They want
or maybe limited in streaming services to Disney Plus.
But they want all their stuff to be family friendly. They're kind of counter programming to what Netflix offers, because Netflix offers a lot of adult content. And it's a good strategy because we know this better than most. There's a market for that content.
Absolutely.
In fact, there's probably more demand for it because this is not as it's just easier to go ahead and just make something that you want to make without any restrictions, without any censoring anything.
Right.
So, but the Disney is the best when it comes to making PG rated stuff. No one does it better than Disney.
Right.
And they kind of had that locked down for a long time, and I just don't see how Deadpool just fits within that framework.
Well, I hope they make another one because they're great movies, and there's still more story to be told. So somebody's gonna screw up by not going forward with this if that is indeed what's happening.
My thing is, how are they gonna make Blade? Because we know they're making a Blade movie. They've announced that. But Blade was people. A lot of people, and it kind of pissed me off when it happened. When Deadpool came out, a lot of people was like, "Oh, it's the first rated R movie that did well." No, Blade was the first rated R superhero movie that did well.
Right.
But I'm wondering how are they gonna have Blade? Blade has a sword, for God's sake. How is he gonna be cutting vampires in half in a PG-13 movie?
Well, see, if it's as long as he's not killing real people,
I guess they can do it. Wolverine was killing people in those PG-13 X-Men movies, except for the last one,
yeah.
Logan.
Yeah, Logan.
Logan was R-rated, right?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It's sad. You should be able to do both.
Right. We'll see. I don't know. I don't know enough about it to speak on it knowledgeably.
Yeah. It's just something a lot of people were giving him a lot of crap about it, but yeah, I can see why he's upset about it. I definitely can see why Disney don't want to go that route because he's a controversial character. Sad thing is if Deadpool's in DC, have no problems,
right?
Because we know how dark the DC universe. Even Deadpool made fun of that. So dark. Are you sure you're not from the DC universe? But anyway. You got anything else you want to talk about? The only other thing I want to talk about was kind of Elon Musk, but that goes back to the whole coronavirus thing, and I think we're kind of talked out about.
I agree.
That subject matter.
Yeah.
Just want to mention that he opened Tesla. He's one of the last manufacturers to close, and like he opened up the factory because he doesn't believe, he opened up the factory against the wishes of Alameda County, which is the county his factory is in, and because he doesn't believe that coronavirus is really that bad. And because we were talking about this before we started filming or recording, some people are saying that the coronavirus deaths are overreported, and other people are saying, people like Dr. Fauci are saying that they're underreported because a lot of people have been dying from the disease even before it got bad. People were dying from it, and either it was listed as pneumonia or something, because you get one of the things that happens when you get it is you can get double pneumonia.
Right.
So a lot of people were dying of pneumonia and they actually had coronavirus. So he was saying that he thinks it's underreported because of that fact. People didn't know what people were dying of, and they didn't have test kits for it, or they wasn't even testing for it because it wasn't a big thing here yet. And even people who are dying at home now of the virus, they're not going to waste a test kit on those people because we don't have enough tests anyway. So he was saying that it's underreported. So, and I think it's somewhere in between.
That's usually.
I think it's, maybe it's being overreported in hospitals. They're just, they're so overwhelmed with patients that maybe they can't even, somebody died. Hey, just write it off as coronavirus. Yeah, I can see that happening. But like I said, there's a lot of people dying at home.
Yeah, I don't know, but I know that there was some controversy about him telling his employees when he opened the factory back up that didn't feel safe coming back,
right? That
he was going to report them. Not him.
They sent
him
out
specifically.
They
but,
sent out
his management.
Yeah. They sent out letters to people saying you're not going to get unemployment benefits if you don't get. It's pretty much a threat.
If you don't come back, a job, gainful employment.
We're not necessarily going to fire you, but you're not going to get paid. I mean, it was basically the same thing. It might as well be.
Right.
So he's walking. I know somebody at work who loves Elon Musk, thinks Elon Musk is the future of everything. He's going to solve all of mankind's problems, and he's doing some phenomenal work with electric cars. Electrical cars were not taken seriously before Tesla.
And his work in the space industry is pretty incredible.
Oh, yeah. Having rockets that you can reuse, that is an important step in making space travel viable.
And by the time he gets to Mars, that Tesla will be there so they can drive it around.
But man, this dude, every time I hear him speak, I want to punch him in the face. He's one of those people. It's like
he's definitely a
just because
guy, man.
And this is my thing. Just because you're an expert in one field doesn't mean you're an expert in everything.
In every field, absolutely.
And he's just
men like him. History is full of men like him that have done great things, but then, like you said, they feel like their opinion is the gospel.
Well, they become megalomaniacs.
Yeah.
And they think they're the king of the world. They get the Charlie Sheen syndrome where they're winning, And then they go to the doctor and find out they have AIDS.
Yeah.
That usually brings them down to earth.
Steve Jobs is an example of that.
Oh, well, Steve Jobs was, well,
he was winning the world, and then
actually, when he got diagnosed with cancer, Apple was on the rise, but they hadn't got to where they were going to.
Well, he hit that little window of where he got pushed out, and then
one thing he did do though, which was probably killed him, he started having symptoms because he had pancreatic cancer.
Right.
He went to the doctor and they told him what he had and what he needed, the surgery he needed to have, because they have some kind of procedure they do called the Whipple procedure. He didn't do anything for 9 months.
Didn't he pursue Eastern medicine?
Yeah, he tried these alternative medications and he got sicker and sicker.
Right.
Till he went back and said, "Okay, I'll do it."
But it's too late.
But it did cure him for a while, but it came back.
Right.
But I think what they say is that if he had done it right away, he probably would still be alive. Wow. So,
that goes back to the point of them being.
You get to a certain point where you're so successful, you start to think everything you think because up to that point everything you've done has been golden. So you start to think that maybe you won't even die necessarily.
I can't die. There's no way.
You're not a mere mortal. You're going to live forever. You know everything. You become a megalomaniac. And I think he's at that point. Because everything he's been hitting home runs every time he steps up the plate.
Right.
And now did you read this? He's going to sell all his possessions. And their stock, when he announced this, his stock price dropped. And then he keeps tweeting. He tweets like Trump in a lot of ways. He says all this crazy stuff on Twitter. He said on Twitter that his stock, the stock was going really high because they're starting to make profits. Because, for many years, Tesla wasn't making profit.
Right.
And they've been making profits for the last couple quarters. And the stock has been growing. And he actually got on Twitter and said the stock price was valued too high. And it dropped it lost like billions of dollars. It dropped so hard because he said that. And I'm like, what is this? What is wrong with this guy? Which actually kind of goes against the megalomania thing when you actually are the voice of reason in the room. Say, hey, this price is too high. So that actually undercuts what I was saying earlier about him. But there's something screwy going on with him is all I'm saying.
We're all gonna find out pretty soon about the choices that are being made and whether they were good or bad or whatever. I don't know. I'm just gonna keep on doing me.
That's what I'm saying. All these people that don't want to wear masks and want to go outside. I saw one of my friends. This is a really cool guy I know on my Facebook. Cool guy. He was at a biker rally the other day. He was posting pictures of all these other people at the biker rally. Nobody was wearing a mask. Everybody was crowded around each other. I'm like, if there's one person in that crowd that has that virus, and I hate to see it happen to him, but dude, it's nobody's fault but his.
Right.
If he gets sick. Why would you risk that? I mean, maybe he'll get the version of the virus because people get the. I heard this guy talking on Joe Rogan about getting it. He got the bad version of the virus. He said he got his mother sick. His mother was over it in a day. So it's like there's different strains of this virus.
Well, it affects you based on your personal body chemistry.
Yeah.
So one person is going to get it and then suffer a plethora of different symptoms and weaknesses and attacking problems with your feet and just stuff that you would never imagine a virus would affect, a respiratory virus. And then other people won't even get a runny nose from it,
And that's why I'm avoiding this thing at all costs, because I'm in that high risk category, and I won't say why, but I am.
Right.
And I'm terrified.
So what you do is you make personal choices
I made personal choices.
that to protect yourself and the people around you that you care about. And I'm going to do the same thing. And that's what I suggest. You know, just because somebody opens a restaurant down the street from you that you like does not mean you need to go sit down in that restaurant. You know, I mean, if you choose to, that's your right. And that's your personal choice. But if you suffer consequences because of that choice, then that's on you.
Well, I've even been thinking of not going back to work. Seriously considering not going back to work.
Well, again, that's
and
a
I
choice you have to make for yourself.
I'm not committing suicide or anything. I mean, I've been conceivably looking at cashing in my 401k because strangely enough, the market has rebounded. And I looked at my 401k at the beginning of the epidemic when the markets were dropping. My 401k had dropped it was like $10,000 or something, but it's back up. So I'm like, conceivably, I could cash it in and live on that for a while until we have a vaccine or something. So I've been contemplating it, and I'm making money now from this channel.
Right.
So if I cashed in my 401k and actually lived off of my YouTube earnings, which aren't a lot, but and my wife worked. She's not working now either. But if she went back, conceivably we could make it.
Right.
So I'm seriously considering that though.
Well, that's a decision you have to make.
Yeah. I have to make it in a few days too, because we're supposed to start back up. Actually, they've started back up where I work, but the shift I work, they haven't started that back. So, oh man, it's the depressing world we live in right now. And I don't know how we're gonna come out on the other side.
Just time will tell.
Yeah, but all these people wishing this away is not. Don't work like that, folks.
Well, just because you feel like it's not all that serious doesn't mean it's not all that serious.
Yeah, exactly.
It's still something that's killing people that normally would not have died. You know? So you're grown folk need to make grown folk decisions.
Yeah.
And me personally, I'm going to look out for the people I'm responsible for and I care about. And I'm going to do that by not taking unnecessary risks. So I'm by far, and I'll say this because we've had comments that say that we don't know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
So I'm going to preface this by saying I'm not an expert on anything really. All I can do is make comments or speak on how I feel about something,
Well, I don't care if other people don't. I know you're referring to that vaccine video we did. I don't care if people, like I said in that last video, I was accused of pushing vaccines in that last video. I wasn't pushing vaccines. I said in the video, I don't care if people get vaccines. That's their personal decision. There's a reason we have something called the Darwin Awards. Ever heard of the Darwin Awards, people? It's a award. Hey, you do stupid things. What's the whole saying?
Say, do stupid things, win stupid prizes.
Right. That's my philosophy on it. Hey, if you want to die of if you want to die of polio, that's your business. My whole thing was you shouldn't be making that decision for your kids, though.
Or expecting other people to.
And here's another thing.
With you.
Here's another thing. I guarantee you, something like 99% of anti-vaxxers have been vaccinated.
Yeah.
They got vaccinated against their will when they were kids, before they even knew it was a thing. So a lot of these people who are against vaccines have been vaccinated,
and they're still around.
And you're still around for some reason. How did that happen?
But see, the way their parents made that choice for them, where they had no say in it, these people are making choices for their children that have no say about it.
So my thing is, I don't care. Hey, if you want to get a Darwin Award, go right ahead. I'm going to keep on trucking. I want to live.
Right.
And I'm going to use the best.
But you're grown and you can make that choice for yourself.
The one other issue I have, like I said, those people that not wearing masks, they are spreading the disease. They're making it much more likely that somebody like me will get it.
Right.
So yeah, your personal freedoms, blah blah. It's so weird that people. I'm about to get political here, and I don't want to get political.
Let's not do that.
Let's table that right now. It frustrates me. People start talking about their personal freedom. Well, what's your personal freedom? I think Michael Che, somebody said it. People are. I think somebody, one of these protesters who are protesting the shutdowns, they were comparing themselves to Rosa Parks. He was like, "What are you?" Rosa Parks was protesting not being able to sit where she wanted on the bus. You're protesting your right to be hit by the bus. You are not Rosa Parks. So I think we'll end there on that note.
Yeah, we'll end on that note. Yeah, you cannot come. You fighting for your right to sit in a restaurant or open your business is not comparable to what Rosa Parks went through, or the black community in a whole, for that matter.
Right. All right. So I like to thank my subscribers. If you're already a subscriber, hit the bell so you know when our video drops. Give us a comment down below. I'm sure you guys are gonna tell us what you think, especially when we talk about this issue, because there are people who definitely know what they want to they feel about this issue.
Right.
But until next time, we will see you when we see you. You got anything else?
No, there will be no Twilight stuff coming out. So sorry about that. But we'll see you guys in the next video.
See you later. Thank you.